Caesar. And these Christians were saying not only is it Jesus higher, Caesar isn't even a god. They didn't like that. So that was causing problems in society. It's kind of like what's going to happen in the future soon. Christians are going to be causing problems because they're going to say Jesus is the only way, as if they haven't said that from the beginning. It's going to go back to Rome, and it's going to be a crime against humanity to say that Jesus is the only way. Watch for in a few years. We're heading in that direction. But in any case, because we've got to be tolerant, they're all equal. All religions are equal. Even though Jesus said, I'm the only way, no man comes to the Father but by me. So the second question is, these people claim they saw all these miracles. They were willing to be tortured. Now, who's going to go to his death being tortured when all he's got to do is say, according to the Roman historians, all they had to do is say, it was a lie, I made it up, I don't believe in Jesus anymore, it's a lot of nonsense, I'm gone, I'm out of here, right? Good. Save your life, you're out of here, no torture, everything's cool. All you got to do is say, I made it up. But no, they went to their death, all of them. These historians said that they wouldn't lie. They were religious people. They believed in this Jesus, and they said they saw him heal the lame, raise the dead. Now, if they're religious and they're going to be with God, do they want to go in the next couple of minutes as they're being tortured to death to be with a God who's going to know that they're lying if they really lied? They went to their death saying, I saw him raise the dead, heal blind people, blind since birth, deaf people, deaf since birth, many of them. How could that? It makes no sense when they could have gotten out of it by just saying, nah, I don't believe it anymore. It must have been wrong, I lied, whatever. Fine, you're gone, you're not a Christian anymore. You're going to worship Caesar? Sure, we'll worship Caesar. Why would they all go to their death if they hadn't really seen that? So these are evidences that as I wanted to know the truth coming from an agnostic atheist and then into Eastern religion like our next caller, Barrett, if he's still on the line, we'll take you in just a second, Barrett. Those are the questions. So Barrett, I don't know if you listened to those questions, but do you have any comment to any of that? Why not believe that Jesus did all those things? What do you think?
Or why some folks don't believe he existed. Some people. Atheists.
Well, you believe that we're all Christ consciousnesses unless you've changed your viewpoint, or you're a different Barrett. I assume you.
No, I'm the same Barrett.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you speak.
On the other side of the coin, you have people like ex-President George Bush, who claims he was a Christian just because he says he is. You know, and about the other folks you were talking about, that why would they go through the torture and all this? It's because they believed in, well, what they thought in their heart was right. And
well, we were talking about what they saw. It's not what they believed.
It's what they witnessed.
It's what they witnessed, right? They saw people blind from birth.
Right, so therefore they believed in it because they witnessed it.
Right.
So, you know, when you witness something, you tend to believe it.
Sure.
Do you believe their writings and historical accounts of what they witnessed?
It sounds to me it sounds kind of far-fetched. I believe in physics.
Well, that's the point we were trying to make. Why would they go to their death when all they've got to do is say...
It's the same reason why a man that hasn't committed murder, that has self-dignity, to not take a deal which is like life without possibility of parole, or you can plead guilty and just get life rather than the death penalty. A very honorable person would stick to the truth. And because once you're gone, you're gone. Well,
so you're saying they were
gone,
sticking to the truth? Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
You're saying they were sticking to the truth?
Yeah.
So
what
they actually. So you're saying they actually saw people born blind, many of them, made able to see. Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is they probably thought they witnessed it or believed it or whatever.
Well, how could they? Wait. Let's talk about that for a minute. How could they have been deceived and think they saw it when everybody knew they were blind? Imagine you've got a little girl and everybody in town knows she's blind. She's been there since she's a year old. Everybody knows her. 2 years, 3 years. She's 10 years old. She's 15 years old. She's 20 years old now. She's been blind. You've seen it. Well, how could you be mistaken when suddenly she sees? You seem to be
body
skirting
develops,
the issue that she really was made able to see. How could that be possible?
Well, scientifically, every 7 years, from the day you're born till the day you're 7, you go through every cell in your body completely changes. Then when you're 14 again, 21 again, so on and so forth. You're not really the same person, really. I mean, maybe in the mind, but I don't know. Does that make any sense? But I have a question.
No, let's stop right there. So Jesus arrived at the exact moment when the cells regenerated after 21 years, 7 times 3, we'll keep it in sevens. Jesus showed up at town after town at the exact moment that the cells regenerated, and we see that happen all the time, don't we now? People born blind, at the age of 7 or 14 or 21, suddenly they can see. I don't think so, Barrett. I don't think that cuts the mustard. What do you think?
Well, maybe it's a miracle.
Yeah, maybe.
I do have a question.
Sure.
I am spiritual. I believe that if people followed the 10 Commandments, that we would have a better society. Mm-hmm. And that goes for the people, the top 1% that think they own everything, think they can run everything. If everybody, including them, went by the 10 Commandments, we would have a heck of a lot better world.
Albert Einstein said that also.
However, if I can finish for just a second, I don't believe that they should be commandments. I believe they should be your moral makeup.
Okay, well, where did the moral makeup come from?
Well, it comes from your heart. It comes from experience. For me, it's like if I've experienced pain and I see someone else experiencing the same pain, I'm going to feel that in my heart, unless I'm like cold, stone cold. Well, I mean, in my heart.
And so how do we know right from wrong? Who gave us that law?
How do we know right from wrong?
Who gave us that law? I mean, how does our conscience and our heart...
legislatures, empires. You got Babylon, Egypt, Greece. They all enslaved their people through taxes, laws, commandments, all this stuff. But let me ask you, how old does the Bible say the universe or the earth or man or whatever is? How old does the Bible say it is, and do you believe it?
Yeah, it seems to be... We've talked about that many times, and I think you bring that up. You know what we're going to say. You've heard us many times. And so I think you're bringing it up to make us appear ridiculous in the eyes of common.
No.
Now, we have come to the conclusion...
His opinion, not mine.
My opinion, right. We believe that it's about 6,000 years old, give or take, because of the helium, because of the accurate scientific clocks. In addition to uranium to lead, there's a residue of helium, halos, uranium halos, stuff like that, which indicate a much younger Earth. But you never taught that stuff, and so I would say to you and others, and I'm going to let you come back right now and speak again, but I would say to others, go to ICR.org. It stands for, on the internet, if you get on the internet, Institute for Creation Research, ICR.org, and their RATE project, R-A-T-E, and they've done tremendous research on this stuff, and we've talked about that, the half-life. We won't get into it right now, but you've probably seen some of that, haven't you, Barrett, in the past on our programs?
Oh yeah, I've watched you guys.
Okay, so what's the point of asking us that?
Well, you were mentioning earlier in the program that certain fossils were being found together in the same sediment that seemingly don't belong together, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, there's another factor that's not being paid attention to. It's plate tectonics, because mountains, the plates over the millions, and the Earth is about 3.5 billion years old.
So the evolutionists say.
Yeah, I believe in that.
Of course, I did too. That's what you were taught.
Because I can see it. There are certain
you can
plants,
see it.
When you go out in the mountains, like I do every summer, I go motorcycle riding, trucking, whatever, camp and everything. There are birds that are specific hummingbirds, little bitty birds about the size of a bumblebee that
I had one
that go to certain